Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey,
Hey, hey.
Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his eyes, from a lake house glowing in the moonlight's gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest streams. Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy, battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics.
That's right. Lots of conspiracy theories out there being drummed up by those liberals out there.
He's calling out the haters with truth in his lines, talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight.
That's right. No misinformation here. Just the truth. Good to see you, everyone. CJ. Hey, hey, hey. Looking good. Todd. What's up? What's happening? How are you all doing today? Let's get into the back end here. Set up a few switches here. And bye. I'm feeling beautiful. Can't complain. Uh-huh. Let's go. Oh, yeah. I can't complain. Nobody listens anyway, you know, like I'm just doing my own thing here, having fun, relaxing. And yeah, we've got some good people popping in here. We'll just do this to our good friend Todd. Good to see you there, Todd. And we've got SW in there and CJ. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for popping in here. It's going to be a little bit of time here and we'll fill up the room, but we won't talk about that. But hopefully we'll see people popping in here and say hello to them as they pop in. Looking good. It's a beautiful day, as you can see behind me there. We've got, well, it's not exactly sunny. It's a little bit overcast there today. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a little bit of smoke in the air. No, not really. I can pretty much see the north shore over there of the lake. The lake is looking good there behind me. And, yeah, maybe it's not all that smoky. I know that we're getting a lot of fires, about 120 fires in British Columbia that are happening right now. We had about a couple hundred houses or cabins or stuff like that along the Okanagan Lake that burnt there. Big fires happening in British Columbia. We had that whole thing happening there. Not a great situation. Hopefully we'll be able to show you a little bit of footage of what's happening out there in BC. We had the big fire in the state of Washington. And wow, just crazy stuff happening there. Spokane, Washington had about, what was it, over 600 or 700 structures, they said. 700 structures burnt in that area. CJ, thanks a lot for subscribing, for becoming a member for 26 months of membership. Holy smoly. You're becoming one of the number one contributors to the channel there. We really appreciate that, CJ. Big thumbs up to CJ. This the show, the Tommy Temper Show today, is sponsored by CJ734. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thanks a lot there, CJ. Where's my round of applause button here? Oh, no, that's not the one. 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 Where's the applause button?
Where's the applause button when you need it? I can't find it. I've got every other button on here, including the chipmunk button.
But not the applause button. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. buttons figured out here. Oh, geez, I don't know. I haven't got all these buttons figured out here, but one of them's got to be an applause button. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that button does. Anyways, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, CJ, for that big ups there. I don't know. What have I got here? Maybe this. Hey, CJ. Thanks a lot for that super chat, for that membership to my channel there. We appreciate that. Yeah, get your buttons sorted out. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm at the lake house here, so I've got a brand new Rodecaster Pro that CJ actually helped me purchase, you know. So thanks a lot, CJ, for helping me out with the stream here. But I still haven't got all these buttons figured out on this thing here. I do know where this button is.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Where I can play my intro. Yeah. Yeah, as far as the rest of the buttons there, I don't really have them all figured out yet. But we'll get it going there. I've got a few of these other ones here figured out, you know, where I've got Brett on here and stuff like that, telling everyone to F off and whatever. Wow. Yeah, lots happening in the world. Yeah, you've got the big fires happening in North America here. You got I think they captured the guy in Spokane there that apparently might have started that fire. He was spotted at the location where the fire was later, you know, said to have started from. And he was kind of bending down doing something. Somebody spotted him doing something there. And then they caught him with a bunch of matches and Bic lighter and whatever on him. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got that button right here. Hang on, let me find it here. Where's Brett? There you go.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Oh, Brett.
That tells me all I need to know.
I know, exactly, Brett. Yeah, well, anyways, he's on the number one button here on my thing, the top left button, you know, like the number one button that you'd be pushing on your thing here. Brett, how you doing today?
Parroting dumb shit.
I know, he's done lots of streams about me, you know, and talked about me and stuff like that. It's ridiculous out there. Oh, hang on, let me go into studio mode here. Bring up another window here from over there. Oh, what was the latest thing that I saw here? I saw this thing, Stockwell Day. I don't know if you know Stockwell Day. He was in politics. He's not in politics anymore. But he gives us a message about what's happening in Canada. You're bringing in so many, you know, immigrants and stuff like that here. And yeah, he's not too happy with what's going on here. I'm a little bit worried about what's going on here too, so we'll watch this little clip from Stockwell Day, and he's saying that this is an invasion. This is not immigration into Canada, and this is a message from Canada's Stockwell Day. Let's watch this one here, and yeah, what do you think about this?
What's happening in Spain with their invasion, they brought upon themselves, and the same thing could happen to Canada. People need to get a grip
and
send the signal out, send it to our elected people. Canada is not wide open. This invasion that is happening in Spain is something that that country brought upon themselves. Their leadership, their prime minister, signaled to the world that they don't care if they get invaded, if there's mass over immigration, open immigration, that they're never going to send back people who are there illegally. When a country sends a signal that they don't care if they get invaded by massive immigration without anybody being checked, without anybody being deported if they're criminals, when you send that signal, your country is on the way to disaster. When you send a signal that anybody can come in, even when their values clash with yours, even when they don't support the values that made Canada strong, you send that signal that people are welcome to come swarming in on that basis, then Canada also will be doomed. There's this crazy notion out there that all cultures are equal. All cultures are not equal. Islam believes as foundational, I'm not talking about the so-called extremists, because a lot of Islamic teaching is extreme when compared to Western teaching. In Canada, we don't believe women are second class. In Canada, we don't believe that you can keep women from voting. In Canada, we don't believe that if somebody commits a terrorist act, they're going to go to heaven and meet 72 virgins there.
Oh my God.
In Canada, we believe everybody gets a vote. These things are very different than where Islam is practiced around the world. And if we don't make that differentiation, we are going to be in trouble. I can tell you, as Canada's former Minister of Public Safety, responsible for
There
the
you go.
criminal justice system in terms of how it's applied, if you don't send strong signals that there's going to be strong penalties, that there's going to be strong consequences for people who break the law, especially when they're doing that violently, if you don't send a message out that there's no free drugs for everybody on the street, that there's no free, safe shoot-up sites, these are messages that have to be sent out.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, and add on to that wide open and illegal immigration, you invite catastrophe on your own country. People are wondering if there's any hope. Are we going to just fall apart like
No,
we're seeing in
there
so
is
many
no hope.
European countries? Of course there's hope. Hope comes from...
No, there is no hope. There is no hope because the liberals are in charge and they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. They're bringing in mass immigration and they're causing exactly what Stockwell Day is talking about. Really, honestly.
Speaking the truth. Yes, speak it in love, but speak it strongly. And when you speak clearly and you identify to people that they need to think about who they're voting for. Are they voting for people and for policies that weaken a country, that make a country disintegrate? Or are they voting for people and policies that respect the law, that respect legal immigration, that recognizes there's right and wrong? These are the types of things that are going to either make a country be strong and prosper or cause a country to fail.
Exactly. And that's the problem. That's where we're at here right now in Canada, is we've got politicians that absolutely do not know what the hell that they're doing. You know, they've probably never traveled the world. They've never seen what's going on in those countries where they're bringing people in from. And they're just basically destroying Canada, really, where it's getting to be a place where, you get this, 120,000 people, Canadians left Canada last year. Now, why is that? It's because they're not happy living here. They're not happy seeing what they're seeing. They're not happy seeing the fabric of Canada change. They're not able to make an income to be able to buy a home and stuff like that. You know, a lot of them are jumping ship over to the United States. You know, that they can get better wages there, better livelihood, better income to being able to buy things ratio. And it's just becoming a hellhole here in Canada. I hate to say it, and Mark Carney is bringing in these draconian laws that we see them, where they have instituted them in the UK. You know, like the very latest one is this hate law that is really blowing up in Carney's face here, because you have the Edmonton police force that has come out with their whole thing about it. Let me see if I can bring up that little thing there about them. They're like ridiculous. They're trying to pin us down for saying any old little thing, like I really can't say, go back to where you came from. Nobody can say that on social media. Just a simple phrase like that. The Edmonton police have said that they're going to come and knock on your door for saying something like that. Like, come on already. This is freaking ridiculous.
FBI, open up!
Oh, who's that knocking on my door here right now? Holy jeez, unbelievable. Yeah, Costa Rica sounds about really good right now. Yeah, we should move over there and see what's going on. Yeah, but anyways, the Edmonton Police Force has come out with a post saying that they're going to send people to knock on your door and check on you, for things that you say, those hurting people's feelings type of things, It's unbelievable, totally unbelievable what's going on. And I don't like what's going on. I really think that we need to do better here in this country. It's getting to be a country where we're afraid to live here. We're afraid to open up our mouth. We're afraid to speak. We're afraid to do anything. And that's the reason why we need Alberta independence, so that Alberta can just get the hell out of this draconian state. It's almost like a communist state where you can't say anything, you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere. They want us to live in 15-minute cities. The fuel prices are so expensive because they're based on the world price of oil, instead of having our own country of Alberta, where we could be mandating, let's say, $1 a liter of fuel, making it inexpensive for fuel, not bringing in so many foreign people to drive up the price of housing so that nobody can afford a place to live. There's all kind of things where if Alberta was independent, this would be a much, much better country. Unbelievable what is going on, in the world and all of Canada. Like we're becoming an oppressed country. Yeah. And people, the trolls out there go, "Oh, Tommy Temper, you're so oppressed," No, not me in particular. I am being oppressed. I'm being oppressed in the sense that I can't say what I want to say, right? If I open up my mouth on social media, I'm going to be having that knock on the door by the police. FBI, open up! Yeah. I'm worried about that monkey on my shoulder here now. Before, I at least could say before, political correctness was, and I've been around for a while where I remember what it was like living before political correctness. And you could say whatever the hell you wanted. You could, whatever was on your mind, you could spout it off, But now it's like you have to go, let me think about that before I say something, because we might have the police knocking on my door. Mandated by the federal government, of course, by Mark Carney, who is absolutely the most draconian prime minister ever to come along for Canada. The worst possible thing that could happen. He's, spending money like crazy, piling it onto the taxpayers. The taxpayers are going to be, paying for this crap here, until you die, right? And piling it onto the new people that aren't even born yet. They're going to be having to pay for all this spending that Mark Carney is doing. It's freaking unbelievable what's going on here. Yeah. With this whole story here, Western Canada is saying Alberta's public safety minister says law enforcement should not police hurt feelings, right? This guy here, Alberta's public safety minister, is getting into the act. Alberta is getting into the act. Our premier of Alberta is even getting into the act, saying that she doesn't like what's going on. She thinks that in Alberta here, the police departments should not enforce what the federal government is trying to do. So she's at least making Alberta a little bit more immune from the hurt feeling police that's going on. It's, it's craziness that's going on out there. I don't like the whole situation. I think we need to do better, as I've been saying here for a while. Okay, let me just see if I can find that little clip from Premier Smith on this whole thing. Let me just hang on a second here. Let me just do a quick thing for Danielle Smith here. Hang on a second. Sorry for the dead air. I don't like dead air on my show here, but once in a while I have to type a search in here. Again, my show is like off the cuff. I don't really program, ahead of time what I'm doing. Once in a while I'll save a few things or whatever that I'm going to be talking about. But here's Danielle Smith on the business of the new law instituted by Mark Carney, and what's going to be happening with that here in Alberta, and how the police are going to be reacting to this whole thing. Let's watch this little clip.
I'll tell you our approach in Alberta is that the federal government does have the power of criminal law.
Yeah.
We have the power of non-enforcement. and we're and what that means is we choose our policing priorities, and we choose our Crown prosecution priorities. And I can tell you, if the intention behind it is to do what we're seeing in the UK, where regular citizens are getting hauled off to prison.
Yeah. And like I watch a guy in the UK, Charles Veach, right? And get this. This is what happened. He got arrested, right, under their hate speech laws because he was doing a video, and he was like a whole bunch of people. It was like a crowd. There was a protest, right? And he spotted somebody over in the, like about 50 feet away from his camera. And, the guy he looked like he might have been LGBTQ, whatever. He had maybe purple hair or something like that. And he said, look at the purple hair dude over there or something, And that guy watched the video and then reported that his feelings were hurt to the UK police. And then the police came knocking on Charlie Veach's door. FBI, open up! Now, of course, it wasn't the FBI, but it was the UK police. And they arrested him and they took him to jail, put him in jail cell there for a little while, and, gave him a court date to go and see a judge over just plain hurting somebody's feelings, right, on a video that he made. And that's what we're facing here in Canada, that things like that can happen. If you post something on social media and somebody's feelings gets hurt, well, then, the RCMP or your city police or whatever come knocking on your door. But apparently, the Premier of Alberta doesn't like that idea. And that's why she's coming out with this whole thing and saying, no, not going to happen in Alberta. Alberta is like a redneck province here. We're like different from the rest of Canada. We rebel on things that we don't like. We stand up for things that we stand for. And that's one of the reasons why Alberta wants independence, because you've got so many people here that are just not the status quo. We don't like going with what the rest of Canada is doing. And we say shame on the government for doing the crap that they're doing. But just listen to what Danielle Smith, and a lot of people don't like her, and they think she's not for independence and stuff like that. She's a provincial politician, and of course she can't be for independence, but she is independence minded in my name, and she is one of the greatest for turfing out LGBT ideology and flags and stuff like that in the schools in Alberta. Coming September 1st, that bylaw is going to be or bill is going to be instituted. Let's listen to the rest of what she has to say about this locking us up for hurting somebody's feelings.
Because they post something online that hurts someone's feelings, we are just not enforcing that. There's no way that's not the culture in Alberta. We reaffirmed in our Alberta Bill of Rights that free speech is protected, and we just don't. We think that's a government overreach. The worry I have about how this so that's how I think private citizens should be looking at that, is just look at what's happening in other jurisdictions, and we've got to draw a line saying that we have to be able to toughen up. Like there are areas of criminal law where you legitimately cannot say things that subject another group to hatred or violence. Mm-hmm. That's a big
absolutely. Like you can't say I want somebody to be eliminated from this planet. Like that, of course, there are some things that are in the criminal code right now. Why do you have to bring in this hurt feelings hate speech law when you already have on the books criminal things? You can't say, that you're going to do somebody in, like if you post something on social media saying you want somebody eliminated, removed from this earth, that is going over the line, right? And we all know that. We all know not to do that. That's not a good thing to do. But, just saying something like, I think you should go back to where you come from. Like, come on, what is that going to do? Is that going to give you a knock on the door and the police are going to handcuff you and take you away and, charge you and get you in front of a judge for saying something like that? Like, it's getting to be to the point where it's absolute ridiculous.
Very high bar, and it should be a high bar. But hurt feelings laws, you can't police them. The worry I have about the independent media
Yep.
is that we're in a world now where the media is so disaggregated. We used to have an
The media, mainstream media, is paid by the government, subsidized by the government, whatever the case may be. They bow down to the government. They don't report what's going on. We don't trust the mainstream media. That's why we go to social media to see the actual story, to see what's going on. Go to people like me and people like the rest of the podcasters. I don't care whether you're right wing or left wing. You're going to pick your podcasters, whatever. Now the left wingers, they're like all up in arms, like those podcasters, and they're like in cahoots with the mainstream media. So I don't trust the left wingers out there that are doing the media. So it's pretty much right wing media is where most of the truth is coming out and things that I can actually believe. I'm sure that you see that as well. Robert Sinclair, thanks a lot for popping in. Good to see you.
national consensus, because we all used to sit and watch the 6 o'clock news, and it used to be 3 stations, and the advertising used to go to those 3 stations to be able to support good journalism. And what has happened over time is that all of the ad revenues are going to social media. And so the mainstream media is turning to government sources to be able to get the revenues that they need. And as soon as government starts funding, then government starts playing the tune. And that's what I worry about in independent media. And where, as it applies to the independent media, I feel like they're trying to put independent media in the same category for Canadian content and all of the rules and restrictions the CRTC puts on regular broadcast television, which it does not make any sense whatsoever. And I think could be quite not only onerous, but if they're able to, as they can with private broadcasters, pull your license to be able to broadcast,
that's what you say, right?
That's where I worry it's going to end up going. So we'll be a safe haven in Alberta. We'll find a way to, maybe we'll have to cut a deal.
Are we going to go
We'll have
by the studio?
You just mentioned we'll cut a deal with Elon, with Starlink, so that you can have your little ham radios and do your broadcasting. But I can tell you that is not the pathway we're going down in Alberta.
There you go. So what that means is that we have a little bit of a safe haven here in Alberta. So welcome to Alberta. If you live in Canada, hey, we pity you for living wherever the hell you're living because you're under the draconian laws of Mark Carney, and you better just shut up and not say anything or else you're going to end up in jail, okay? But meanwhile, us here in Alberta, we're going to be living in a little more free country here, and we're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving the mountains. We're loving the foothills and the nice lakes and stuff like that we've got here. It's great living here, and we've got a great premier at the moment. Some people are not happy with every single thing that she's doing, albeit, but, overall, like if Alberta is going to stay in Confederation, she is doing things that are making life better here in Alberta compared to other places, How is it draconian? Oh, well, because you might end up in jail for hurting somebody's feelings. That's how it is. And all the rest of the tax burden that Mark Carney is putting on everybody, that your taxes are so high, and they're going to be going up, and your dollar is being eroded. The Canadian dollar has dropped from since Mark Carney got in from 73 cents down to 70 cents against the American dollar. It is becoming more and more expensive to live, and the inflation, food inflation, and things like that have gone up. Real estate price of housing has gone up, making it impossible for youngsters that are, just out of university or school or whatever to even buy any kind of a property. It is absolutely atrocious the way things have changed here in Canada and how difficult it is to make ends meet. It is terrible. And Mark Carney is not doing a damn thing to make things better for Canadians. He's making it worse and worse and worse, spending more and more money, enriching Brookfield with a lot of his decisions. You've got Brookfield or the Brookfield subsidiaries that are making money. Like, for example, he announced, different things to improve your house, stuff that you can add onto your house where, subsidiaries of Brookfield are going to make money off of that stuff. He's, coming up with different power plants and nuclear power plants and stuff like that. Again, subsidiaries of Brookfield are going to be making money off of that. It's he's announcing modular housing. Again, Brookfield is in that business. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. He even runs over to Saudi Arabia and announces some kind of a money scheme over there. Again, Brookfield is involved with that whole thing. It's just Mark Carney is not out for Canadians. He's out, to enrich Brookfield for whatever reason. Like, why is that? Have you looked into that? Have any of you looked into that? And you're thinking that, wow, this is just great. Mark Carney, he's like the ex banker who's like the best guy for Canada. He's like the worst thing to come into the country since, like, I can't remember. What other prime minister has been so embedded in spending money that is going to enrich a particular corporation? Like, who? When did that happen? Like, it is unbelievable. Like, yeah, Brookfield is multinational. They have so many subsidiaries, and also even the net zero program and the carbon tax program. You know who's going to be enriched from the carbon tax program? The multinational subsidiary of Brookfield, right? Even something as simple as that. It's like every single thing. There's billions and billions of dollars going to be spent on this carbon capture stuff that he's talked Danielle Smith into. Oh, you're not going to have a pipeline unless you capture carbon and pump it into the ground. So build that plant first. Commit to building that. Commit to the carbon programs that we're setting up. The net zero, all the rest of that bullshit. It is doing absolutely nothing. It's a scam. Yeah, exactly, smooth operator. It's all a big scam. Okay, hang on. I have to take my little blue pill here. It is a little blue pill first thing in the morning here, along with some of my other things. Well, actually, it's not a pill. It's a vitamin. Hang on. Let me take it here. Hang on. Relax. Oh, hang on. Let me take a few other things here. Hang on. Give you a chance to relax a little bit here while I just rejuvenate myself for another day of living on this planet. I get such a high blood pressure doing this show here. Unbelievable. Got to take my high cholesterol pill here because I'm trying to reduce my cholesterol. So apparently you got to take a pill to do that. Oh my God. Get rid of my beer belly. I should have taken my daily regimen of staying alive pills and vitamins and stuff like that before I went live, but I was watching a few videos there on YouTube on the big screen TV there before I went live, catching up on the latest war stuff in the Ukraine. Got my vitamins here, vitamin C and D. These ones are at least chewable. Taking that one. Need that for living. And then I take just a C only. I don't know. Maybe I'm overdoing it on the vitamin C. Can you overdo it on vitamin C? I don't know. Partibonza. Hey, hey, hey. Looking good. Give me a vitamin C. And I would recommend that you take your daily dose of, a bunch of vitamins, variety. I'm not going to recommend what, exactly, but take your vitamins. But also, don't forget to take a regimen of minerals, right? Because people say, oh yeah, take your vitamin C or vitamin D or whatever, and then they don't take any any minerals, right? But your body needs minerals, right, in order to survive, not just vitamins. So don't forget to take those minerals as well, right? Like, look into it. Flintstone chewable. Morphine, yeah, exactly. And zinc. Don't forget to take zinc. Keeps that cold away. Keeps your snivels away and stuff like that. So, it's your multivitamin mineral regimen with Tommy Temper here. So make sure you do that, just so you can stay alive another day, because I don't want to be reading in the obituary column about your demise. You know what I mean? Robert Sinclair. Polyev was blaming Carney for high gas prices. Trump is to blame for attacking Iran. Carney does not control the price of oil, globally traded commodity. Hey, the Canadian government could easily subsidize the price of oil, to make oil prices whatever they want. All it takes is a bit of cash. Why not spend money? Federal. If you have federal money, why not give it back to the people? Instead of taking the oil revenues from Alberta and blowing it on Ontario and Quebec, right? Like, why not do that? Why give Alberta money? You're taxing Alberta oil, right? We're talking about the same thing, oil, which is what you put in your vehicles. And, we're basing our price of oil on the world price of oil, right? It's not that it doesn't cost any more to pull oil out of the ground in Canada. It doesn't. It's the same price. It doesn't matter whether the world price is $100 or the world price is $50. It still costs exactly the same amount to pull oil out of the ground in Alberta. And you tax that frickin' oil, and you send the proceeds of it to Ottawa, and then Ottawa gives it to the province of Ontario and Quebec, right? Now, instead of doing that, why couldn't you just subsidize the price of oil right across Canada and make it like $1 a liter, a fixed price or whatever? Do whatever you need to do. Make sure that the companies make a profit. You got to have profit for the companies. But you could very easily institute a program like that. Now, why doesn't Carney do something like that? Sure, Carney's not responsible for the actual price, the world price of oil, which is dictating what you pay at the pump. But the federal government could absolutely do something about what you pay at the pump. Instead of taxing what you pay at the pump, they could subsidize it's just as easy for the government to subsidize what you pay at the pump. How about if you subsidize it 20 cents a liter or 50 cents a liter what you pay at the pump? How about that? Hey, how about that for a really good idea? Maybe the government should be doing something like that to make it easier for you to be living, right? And to put more food on your plate, have more disposable income for you to be able to actually survive on this freaking planet. Let me have this zinc vitamin. Is it a vitamin or a mineral? I don't know. But I'm going to have some zinc here. I think they make it out of an old battery or something, like battery acid and zinc. And if we had and you know what? They'll never do what I'm suggesting. The federal government will never, ever do that. But an independent Alberta absolutely could do something like that, because guys like me would promote something like that. We would talk the government into doing something like that and make it way more affordable. How about that? An independent Alberta would be able to subsidize the price of gas at the pump by 50 cents a liter, making it, instead of $1.60 or whatever it is, we can still base our price of at the pump off of world prices, whatever, but just subsidize it by 50 cents a liter, and we could very easily do that, because we would have more than enough cash from our oil revenues, instead of sending billions of dollars to Ontario and Ottawa and stuff like that, and just keep it within Alberta here and use it for things like that, subsidize the price of oil, build more hospitals, build more schools, have a greater place to live here. It would be fantastic, instead of these liberals and NDPers are like, oh no, let's stay in Canada and be oppressed. Let's be oppressed by the federal government and pay through the nose with taxes. Yeah, we like paying taxes. We want to pay more taxes as time goes on. We love paying taxes. You ever notice that? The liberals love paying taxes. It's like they somehow have unlimited amount of disposable income to be able to pay all these taxes, and they don't mind paying the taxes. Or they're just people that don't even work, right? And I noticed that a lot of the people that are NDP supporters are people that don't even have a job, right? They want free stuff. They like free stuff. They want free stuff, and they're voting for any party out there that will give them more free stuff, right? And for the working people, the working stiffs out there, that's not what it's all about, because you know who actually pays. This is where they're absolutely clueless, because they don't realize that the people that actually work for a living are the people that pay you for that free shit that you're getting, and we're sick and tired of people just, living off of the tit of the government and, on all kind of different programs and stuff like that, and pandering or wanting the government to pander to them more and give them more and more and more and more, which ends up costing the taxpayers more, until finally the whole system collapses. You can only tax people so much, to the point where they like say, that's it. I'm just closing my doors. I'm closing my business. I can't make it anymore. I can't survive anymore. And I'm just going to go on welfare and live off the tit of the government, and is that what you want? You want more of that kind of shit? Like, we're sick and tired of stuff like that going on in the world. We want a better life, and it is not socialism. Socialism, okay, I will agree that when you have things, and people go, well, yeah, but you can't have total capitalism either, and I would agree with that. There is, and we live in a kind of a quasi a capitalist socialist society here, where but you have to have a balance between the two things. Just for example, socialism would be making a fire department, right? Because you have the taxes come in, the taxes pay for the fire department, the people that work for the fire department, are paid by the taxpayers. That is socialism, okay? Because you have the government that basically runs the fire department, right? The town or the city or whatever runs the fire departments that you rely on. And the same thing with the police departments too, right? That's socialism. The police are socialist. Those workers are socialist workers working for the government. They don't work for any corporation at all. Likewise, when some guy, goes on welfare, that is socialism, right? He can't survive by himself. He has to live off of the government, right? And who pays for the guy that's on welfare? The taxpayer. The taxpayer pays money in taxes to the government. The government then doles that money out to the person that's sitting there not working, right? And we know there's lots of people that actually take that money and then laugh at the government and go, ha, 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 I'm getting free money from you and screw you, and stuff like that. Have you ever heard people say stuff like that? I actually know somebody, really, really close that actually does stuff like that all the time. Shame on you for doing stuff like that. You should be glad that you're getting free money from the government, and for you to poke the man and to make fun of that. You know what? You should be kicked off of your social assistance or whatever the hell program you're on for even saying stuff like that. But, who am I? I'm not the government that watches stuff like that. And there's too many people that are, on welfare. And when you've got so many people in the country that are on welfare, not working, or people that are on unemployment that aren't working, you have to look at that and go, well, why should we be bringing more people into the country, mass immigration, when we already have a whole bunch of people that aren't working right now? Let's find out ways where we can put them to work, Maybe somebody is incapacitated where they have a missing leg, or they're in a wheelchair, or they're handicapped or something like that. Well, if they can talk, maybe they can get a job at a at-home telephone operation where they're answering the phone or something like that for some business or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of ways that people can actually work, and I actually have seen handicapped people, actually out there working. You know what I mean? But what pisses me off is that I see people that absolutely could have a job, and they sit at home all day long on the internet, keyboard warriors that don't even work at all, and they complain about the money that they're getting from the government, and they want more money, and they go, oh yeah, screw the government, they're giving me money, but screw the government, Yeah, well, that's the taxpayers' money. That's my money. That's your money. That's the people that are working, and we're sick and tired of that shit, So again, becoming an independent country of Alberta, we could absolutely look into all of these people that are taking advantage of the system and go over them one by one and see, what are you doing? What money are you getting? And what are you doing for that money that you're getting? And we could do something about it. Like, for example, get a bus, send them over to their house, pick them up in the morning, and take them over to a widget factory and put them to work, right? I don't care what they have. If they're like unable to work because of some ailment, a small ailment, well, yeah, okay, well, you've got a small ailment that doesn't prevent you from working at a widget factory, so go work at a government widget factory, Nothing wrong with stuff like that. If somebody's on welfare, go and pick them up. Send a bus over there first thing in the morning, pick them up, send them out, sweep the streets, or do garbage collection, or do whatever job that they're capable of doing. Put them on something with some group of people where every day they can be picked up and put to work, and get them to work for their 8 hours, not just go, oh well, you're on welfare and you're just going to sit at home all day. Put their kids in daycare if it's a single mom or something like that, and put the single mom to work. Hey, what's wrong with that? Working people that actually have jobs send their kids to daycare, and they go out to work. The mother and the father go to work, and their kids are in daycare. Nothing wrong with putting kids in daycare. Working people have to do that all the time. Yeah, we need centers where you can pick up people and send them to, and get the government to, there's all kind of things that we need for daily living that need to be manufactured, and they could be manufactured in government. If you're going to get government money, well, then work for the government, right? If it's going to be a socialist system that we live in here, well, you can either go out and get a job working for some corporation and make some money and pay taxes, or, you can be picked up in the morning and head over to the government owned and operated widget factory to do your stuff. I remember going into a place in Edmonton where it was, they were making like things where you could, like, paper things with drawings on them where you could color the things, right? They were manufacturing those kind of things and then selling them. And you know who was working in that factory? It was all people that were mentally incapacitated, people that could, not really talk right, not really walk right, and were like mentally incapacitated, like really, like people with Down syndrome and stuff like that. The whole place was filled with people like that working, actually making a life for themselves, doing that stuff. It was a factory. I remember that, distinctly, and that wasn't that long ago. and it's probably still in operation here today, where, you know, the people that are mentally challenged are out there, you know, doing things. And meanwhile, I see people, you know, just plain taking money from the government and sitting at home doing nothing, you know, or going, oh, I'm a YouTuber, you know, yeah, I got 9 people in my chat, I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, exactly, doing absolutely nothing, living off the government and complaining about the money that they're getting, yeah, and going out in there and doing shit, you know, causing trouble in the real world. Yeah, unbelievable. Real Red Mama, hey, good to see you in there. We got SW in there, good to see you as well. Thanks a lot for popping in there. We got the chat is really hopping. We got people popping in here. We got we got about 50 people watching on all the different platforms. So thanks a lot, everybody that is watching, whether you're watching on Kick, Facebook, on the various YouTube channels that we're on there. We're on Twitch and on X. You know, I'm finding that anything gets more traction by doing a 10-minute video and just posting that video. Doing these lives doesn't get as much traction as doing postings. You know, I don't know why that is, but I see that all the time, especially on Facebook. Facebook, I do a post and I get literally 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views on a post, on a little 20-second post. Gets way more traction than me on a live, because Facebook just does not promote lives over there for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think they don't like live right-wing streamers or something like that. Maybe I say right-wing too often or something, and their bot goes, right-wing, okay, demote his podcast or whatever. Yeah. I call this a podcast here. Is this a podcast? No, I'm like a video. It's like a video channel type thing. Yeah. But anyways, our good premier definitely has spoken up and said that she is not going to allow this, being locked up in jail or arrested or police knocking on your door for things like, saying that, just small things that hurt people's feelings, the hurt feeling laws that, and I call them draconian. That is draconian. Like, you guys don't believe it. Like, cause you're in the chat, doing your thing, and you mind your own business. You don't say things about people. You're not very vocal or whatever. But the amount of hate out there, like, you look at my Facebook page, go over to Tommy Temper on Facebook, go over there, look at my posts, and look at what people say in my posts, okay? Go over there and look at it, okay? Because of what the people say in there, people should be locked up for what they say. I don't, people go, Tommy, you need to purge some of the people that are commenting on your post on Facebook. No, I'm not purging anything. I want other people to see how idiotic the liberals are, the lefties are out there, and the things that they post and the things that they want and say that should be done to me. Hey, with this hate speech law, where if they live in Ontario or wherever they're posting from, they should have the knock on the door and be locked up. Okay, if you're from Alberta, hey, I guess what can I say? And really, I've gotten to the point that I'm like, you become thick-skinned, right? If you're on the internet, you really become thick-skinned because that people are going to attack you. You know that they're going to say that you shouldn't be alive, you shouldn't be on this planet. I remember I was on the Ryan Jesperson show when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, and I remember this one lefty right in his chat on the Ryan Jesperson show, which is a kind of lefty program, by the way. This guy. He actually said, oh, well, you should be Charlie Kirk. Like, what do people mean by that? Is that a nice comment to say about somebody? But that's what his chat was saying about me. Like, those are the lefties out there. That's what they say. That's what they do. They just want you to be not walking here on this earth, whatever. And just because you support somebody like Charlie Kirk and you go, hey, it's sad that happened, and I don't like to see that happened, yeah, exactly, Lion Roars. Why did 630 Ched fire him? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're talking about Ryan Jesperson there. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, and I used to hang out over there, and his main dude there, Johnny, ended up that I would say hi in his chat, and then he would just give me a timeout right away for the whole show, so that I couldn't even comment or do anything in there. So those guys are just a little cesspool, a little ring of lefties. It's a little echo chamber over there, and they bash anything right wing. They bash independents, and anybody doing anything right wing in Alberta, they just bash them. So Ryan Jesperson, shame on you. You've got your offices right there in downtown Edmonton with a bunch of drug addicts doing the fent bent all around your studio there. And you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's not. It's not. It's a bad place to have your office. And hey, the rest of it is you're doing what you want to do. You're very successful because you will always have an audience. It's like anybody. It's like any podcaster, any YouTuber, you're going to have an audience of people that flock around you and agree with what you say. But that doesn't mean that what you say is right, okay? There's always another opinion. And Tommy Temper, with the Tommy Temper Show here, has another opinion. Old Goat, you go over to Ryan Jesperson. You're over there. You're watching what's happening over there. And tell me that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong with what I'm saying. I'm just telling it the way it is, Exactly. PSA, Public Service Agreement. Billy from Convoy Days finally arrested, Tommy. We'll post an article. Stop crossing them lines, IRL folks. Intent matters. FAFO. Pirates. Oh, message from the pirates out there. Yeah, Mama Red, just do that. Drop a link in the chat with ! link. People will see your channel. And then go over to Mama Red's channel and read her post. She'll probably have a post on there on her channel. And read that whole article there if you're interested in what's happened to Billy from the Convoy Days there. Oh, my gosh. She was, Billy was, kind of involved with things way back in the day. And I know you guys have been kind of going at it for a little while there. Oh, there's the article right there. Post that article there, but also post it on your own channel there, okay? So that people can go there and see that. But thanks a lot for that super chat. Big ups there from Real Red Mama in the chat. Great supporter of the channel. There you go. This channel is sponsored by Mama Red and CJ here today, giving us few bucks for the chat here. Help pay for my Rodecaster Pro here that I've got here, and for having fun down here at the beach. What time is it? 11:22 in the morning here. I got started a little bit late. I was up till 11 o'clock. No, sorry. What am I thinking here? I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning last night because I was watching on Netflix this show, and it was a show about radiation, a radiation show where these guys found this radioactive thing and it affected a whole town down in South America. And it was like a series kind of a show, and it just kept on going on and on and on and on. And we kept watching about what happened to the people there and how they took care of the radiation and stuff like that. So we were watching that show on Netflix. Like, I don't even know what the name of it was there, but it kept on going on and on and on. And it was actually a pretty good show. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. So I set my alarm for 8 o'clock in the morning instead of getting up at like 7 o'clock or whatever. So I started a little bit late today with my day, and then whatever, did a couple things there, watched a few things on the tube and whatever. And it was just pretty good. Viewpoint discrimination sucks. Actions speak louder than words. And that's the difference of what's that? White pride versus white power. One is an ideology, the latter is an action. Big difference, yeah. Well, I don't believe in white power. I don't believe that this, I'm not into everybody should be white and, we need to be negative to everybody else. We need to be inclusive, right? Of course, I don't really care about what color I am. I happen to pop out on this earth being this particular color, and there are some people out there that they just hate white people, and that's, hey, what can you say? And you have the other side of it there where there are white people that hate colored people, I'm not one of those people, though, and I don't advise anybody hating anybody. We should all get along together and not point out, the differences between, what color our skin is, and not get into arguments over stuff like that. We need to get along here on this planet. We are all Homo sapiens. We're all humans, we're all human beings. And regardless of what color you are, we need to all get along with each other. It's not about like Hitler, where he wanted to eliminate particular people with different religious ideologies, never mind the color of your skin. It was, religious type things, right? Now, that being said, I played that Stockwell Day thing there at the beginning of my podcast here, where he's pointing out that, not all values are the same with all religions. We know that. And there are some religions out there that are like way more whatever. They'll clamp down on what you can do and what you think. And, they don't even like the LG community and, all kind of stuff like that. So, not all religions are the same. So we do have to be careful about that, because some religions are really a lot of ideology and are not good for us here in the Western world, So, that is just a given, you can't make that up, Old Goat says, dead right there, Tommy. Yeah, I agree with you, or Old Goat, rather, dead goat. Old Goat, dyslexic here. Just ask Coca-Cola why they hate today. London bankers want us divided. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there. No doubt about that. We can all get along, but Islam has to go. That's what I'm kind of hinting at there. You said it, Old Goat. I just don't like what I'm hearing from that whole side of things. I don't like it. I hate to say it, but you guys over there in that realm are saying a bunch of things that just don't jive with us, and the values are not the same. My values are not the same as yours. My values are not the same as Sharia law, and even the people that are not extreme still go with the whole Sharia law thing, and I'm not with that. I'm not in that camp at all. I don't like Sharia law. I would hate like hell to see Sharia law brought in here, but you see that's exactly what's happening, is that they're moving into the Western world and they're bringing the Sharia law with them. And we don't like it. We don't like to see that kind of stuff, Religion, politics, or money, the three evils in the world. Yeah, exactly, Lion. I agree with you there. It's craziness out there. Where's all the white supremacists today? Haven't seen one yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people say that. Oh, you guys are all white Christian nationalists and stuff like this, It's easy to throw words around, Number one, yeah, okay, maybe my background might be Christian, but I'm not a practicing Christian. Am I a nationalist? If that means that I want borders and I want enforced borders, well, I guess I'm a nationalist, right? Where I believe in Canada being a nation, and we're not like open borders and the world can just flood in here. No, we have borders, so we are a nation. Is that what nationalist means? I don't know what you mean by a nationalist. You guys make it sound like some kind of a slur, white Christian nationalist, just because you're white, that doesn't make you a white Christian nationalist. You guys are just, it's like a slur, throwing stuff like that around. And I'm sick and tired of hearing that. And, you'll never hear a white person say something like that. It's always somebody that has some kind of an agenda over there from the other side that is trying to push that whole thing. And why are you doing that? Are you doing that to try and, cause division in the ranks? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Maybe it is. Could be. Have you read the Quran? There is no Sharia law in the Quran. I've read a bit of the Quran, and I believe that, and I read, when I did read the Quran, it was many years ago. It was about 20 years ago. And I remember in the very first chapter of the Quran, they were talking for doing in, a certain other race of people. That's what I read right in there. And now if you read the Quran today, for whatever reason, that's not in there, or it's being changed, or it's being misogynized. And, there is not just one Quran. There are so many different versions of the Quran. And, once people have called out that book for, the negativeness and the calling for, the elimination of other people on this planet, I think they've changed the book. But I think the people probably still, when you go in the basement of the mosque or whatever, they probably, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. We don't know what the hell they're doing. Thanks a lot for turning on subs only mode. That only took 1 hour and 4 minutes for a mod to do that. Thanks a lot. Any super mod out there, make sure when you come into the room or the channel, make sure that you turn on subs only, so they get people to subscribe to the channel. Sub up to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching the program here and you don't like hate speech. We're not into hating people here. I'm not trying to hate, but we're talking about just basic things about what people want and what people don't want, I don't like getting attacked by people. And you know what? The only times that I've really been attacked by a group of people, right? A group of people in Canada, inevitably, it has always been, and it's happened to me, I can think about 3 times where I have been attacked by a group of people. And it has always been Muslim people. Why is that? I'm not kidding you when I say that. And it's happened 3 times to me already. And it is for doing nothing but standing there, not accosting them, not talking to them, not saying anything to them, just standing there. And for just standing there, and they don't like me, or they perceive me as being, well, I don't know, maybe, do I look Jewish? I don't know. Do they like Jewish people? I don't know. But for whatever reason, they think that I'm Jewish, and I'm not Jewish either, But I've been attacked 3 times, accosted, physically, actually, gone into, chased down the street, whatever. So yeah, why am I against bringing more people that are going to do stuff like that to me into the country? I'm not for it at all. I'm not for it. And you know what? I never see any other group of people doing that to me whatsoever. And, I see it all the time where they're doing that to other people as well. So, yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I'm, pretty negative to that whole, the whole thing. Mama Red, you're seeing it right there. Right. Well, you don't like the Quran or whatever, but yeah, I don't like the Sharia law. I don't like that whole thing that's going on there. Yeah, thou shalt not kill. The first thing that they want to do is kill you for not being a Muslim. Yeah, exactly. Or accost you, attack you, whatever. Make sure that you're nowhere near anywhere where they happen to be. It's like my way or the highway kind of a thing. And, I'm just sick and tired of it already. That's why I have no qualms whatsoever with getting onto the podcast here and talking about it and being vocal about it. Other people are like, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm gonna just shut up and watch the invasion happen and just eventually go with the program. Everything's going to be Sharia law, and we're going to have to be bowing down to whatever the hell we got to bow down to. But I'm not into that program at all. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's a terrible situation. Thunderbird in there. The Islamic Republic used proxies to infiltrate. Yeah, the Islamic Republic, the Islamic regime from Iran. A lot of those people fled Iran because they were afraid when the Americans started bombing, and they came to Canada, right? Salama Jihad, Pakistani Liberal MP, major regime apologist. There's no bigger growth of conservatism in Canada than among Iranian Canadians. Yeah, a lot of people from that Islamic regime did indeed come to Canada, and they were welcomed into Canada. They were not vetted by the Liberal government. That is the problem with the Canadian government, is that they don't vet the people that are coming into this country properly, and they're letting in people that hey, if I was in charge, I would be going, okay, let's find out who's a terrorist in their country. What were they doing in their country? Let's do a search on that. Let's talk to other people about them. Let's find out what's going on, and then not allow them into the country instead of saying, oh, come on in. And then you wonder why the American embassy is getting shot up. You wonder why there's Israel places of worship that are getting shot up with bullets, right? Why is all that stuff happening in Toronto, for example? Why is that being allowed to continue? It's like they're not stopping the mass immigration. They're just slowing it down a little bit, Mark Carney, oh yeah, well, I'm doing something about immigration. Yeah. Oh, he's not letting quite as many terrorists into the country. Oh, that's great. Not quite as many. Yeah, but you're still letting terrorists into the country. It's a proven fact. The Americans are finding those terrorists that are they're coming into Canada. First of all, they're setting up shop or whatever, doing whatever the hell they want to do, and then they're trying to get into the States to do nefarious things in the States, and the American government is going, whoa, hang on a second, this terrorist is coming in from Canada. Now, am I making this stuff up? Is this bullshit? Am I bullshitting? Or is this misinformation? No, these are just plain facts. That's the way the world is that we're living in here right now. We're sick and tired of what's going on. And again, that's why we need Alberta independence. We need to get away from this stuff. Yeah, absolutely have that. Along with a yogurt. Yeah, do that. We're sick and tired of the poor judgment of the federal government. We're sick and tired of the very bad, I don't know what that government department is that's doing the vetting, but they're not vetting at all, right? They're just going, it's like, this is what it is. It's a dude with a rubber stamp. It's like, stamp, you're in, stamp, you're in, stamp, you're in, rubber stamp, yeah, you're in, yeah, you're in, yeah, you're in. Is that what that department is doing? Because it certainly appears that way. Thank a Liberal. Yeah, exactly. It's an invasion by the Liberals. The Liberals are allowing the invasion to happen. It's a Stockwell Day thing. I played that thing earlier. I should play it again here.
I'll tell you our approach in Alberta is that the federal government...
Well, yeah, that's our illustrious... hang on, our illustrious premier there came back in there again. Okay, let me go on to another bit here and see what's going on here. I guess we can hit at Lakuziak here with the whole thing that's going on here with Alberta. Let's hear what's going on here. You've got this one here. You've got this guy by the name of Lakuziak. He's coming in here with a campaign that's not a campaign, and shame on the Alberta elections, with that whole thing, because they're allowing him to campaign without being vetted whatsoever. We don't know where he's getting his money from. And he's campaigning against Alberta independence. It's like forever Canadian, type thing, whatever. And what's going on here with this one here? They're taking selfies and stuff like that in front of his forever Canadian cat van or whatever the hell it is there. Let me just read what it is that is going on with this particular thing. This is by our good friend Freedom Honey Freedom Honey from over there at the Unacceptable Fringe. Hundreds of people came and went at the Cochrane Ranch Historic Site Tuesday evening during the whatever was going on there. Supporters were picking up lawn signs, making donations, and hearing organizer Thomas Lakuzik speak ahead of Alberta's fall referendum. Now, is that a campaign? Is he on a campaign? Is he campaigning across the province? No, Elections Alberta go, no, it's not a campaign against the fall referendum that is happening and that is part of Alberta independence. Well, Alberta elections, it certainly is a campaign. You guys are a bunch of douchebags over there for, allowing him to campaign and collect donations from China and Russia and United States and from other places in Canada. Meanwhile, people that are on the actual Alberta campaign, are only allowed to collect donations from Albertans. You have to be in Alberta. They have to be documented, and they have to be submitted to Elections Alberta. So it is absolutely unfair, totally unfair. So this guy, with his Forever Canada campaign, and I see his signs right here in Sylvan Lake where I am. The Forever Canada signs, they're like in a bunch of places all over here. They're posted. They're even up on public property. I see them. And the city should do something about that. Why are they allowing him to put his signs on public property? And why is he campaigning? And why is he campaigning all across Alberta? And Elections Alberta is allowing him to do that. I'm sure there are people in the chat here that know more about that than I do. But, people are really upset about what's going on with him. Unbelievable that he's being allowed to do that. I don't like that. And I'm sure there's lots of other people that, have something to say and have said things to Elections Alberta. But Elections Alberta come back and they go, we looked into him and it's not a campaign. It's a campaign with a campaign office. It's a campaign with the campaign signs. It's a campaign with the campaign personnel. It's a campaign with a campaign bus. It's a campaign that campaigns across Alberta. It's a campaign that distributes signs all over Alberta. But it's not a campaign. It's not a campaign. Like, how ridiculous is this? Unbelievable what's going on there. Totally unbelievable. I don't like it at all. Oh, we got this guy here. This guy died here. He's died at, what the hell was he? 92 years old or something like that. He just died the other day. You probably remember him. This is maybe back in the days when CTV was not bought out by the federal government and they actually reported the news. This guy, Lloyd Robertson, he just died, I think, yesterday. He was in his 90s, so he lived a full life. And, very good broadcaster. You probably remember his voice if you're in Canada. Lloyd Robertson just died, so sorry to hear about that. As we do our things here. Let's see. We got this one here. I don't know if this is a video or not, but I would like to hear the video on this. Oh, it's a YouTube video here. Hang on here. We've got the pleb. The pleb, he actually, he reported, I called the Edmonton police snitch line after getting bullied online. What? I wonder what happened there when he called the Edmonton snitch line. This might be something worth watching. But he phoned, but the problem is he's not from Edmonton, so I think he's from Ontario or something. But he apparently phoned the Edmonton snitch line because the Edmonton snitch line said that they would. Oh, look at that! Am I getting a package here? Or is that just somebody trying to park in front of my place here? Looks like an Amazon van, but it's a woman driving it. That's pretty rare to see. But there's no sign on the van. No, I think it's just a camper outside there. But what? Did Pleb report a hate incident or something like that? What's going on here with this? Hang on. This might be worthwhile watching here. Hang on. I'm sure he won't mind if I bring this up here. Just hang on a second here. And it's about 17 minutes long here. But yeah, that being said, let me just bring it over to another window here. Let me bring it in up here. Hang on a second. And yeah, we'll listen to the story about the pleb calling the snitch line and see what this whole thing is all about here. Hang on a second. Just let me use a bit of technology to bring this into the window here. Okay, here we go. This looks more like it. And let's hear what Pleb has to say about that. Not a great place to stop his podcast there. Sorry about that, Pleb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pleb is back. In tonight's report, we got to talk about the Edmonton police situation because it continues escalating and continues getting out of control as now in Edmonton, they are wrapping city buses advertising their snitch line for Edmontonians to snitch on each other if they see anyone posting some mean things online. Also,
oh my God, yeah, and I live in Edmonton, so this is my Edmonton City Police that are doing this. They have a snitch line now in Edmonton, so somebody in Edmonton, if you see something on my podcast here that you don't like, what, you're going to phone the Edmonton snitch line? Is that what you're going to do now? You're going to report me for hurting your frickin' feelings? Is that what's going to happen?
So tonight, the Calistanis are completely out of control here in Canada as new footage is emerging online of them acting crazy and teaching their kids to be terrorists against India. Also tonight, we have more dumping in Canadian waters over foreign rituals that have nothing to do with Canada. And Pierre Poilievre's biggest haters have a meltdown over his boxing video.
Yeah, you got to check out the Pleb. Let me drop his link, and it's a YouTube link, so might go over well with you here. Let me just post a comment here and put his link in here. There you go. There's the Pleb's link in the chat. Let me let me go to the part here where he's doing something with Edmonton and the report crime thing in Edmonton here. Hang on a second. Okay, let's watch this.
The person who's not subscribed. I know you clicked on my video because you're probably pretty base. So if that is you, smash that subscribe button and let's start the fun. Welcome to your Tuesday report and another episode of the decline of Western civilization. Yeah. Tonight's first story will be about the Edmonton police because this situation over here with the snitch lines in Canada, reporting people for social media posts is...
Yeah, and this comes with Mark Carney because Mark Carney brought in that bill, the hate speech law, right? And it's because of that now the Edmonton police are going, well, okay, we're opening up a snitch line here now, so you can phone us up and report anybody that said something that you don't like, and we'll investigate because by law we have to investigate anything that's reported to us. So bring them all in. We'll waste more of our time on bullshit like this instead of really looking after all of the crime, all of the break-ins, all of the murders, all of the knifings. Because, you know, when you talk to the police say, well, we don't have time for all of that small stuff like people doing drugs on the street, openly doing drugs and all that kind of stuff, because we're way too busy looking after knifings and stuff like that in Edmonton. But no, now they've got a snitch line to look after some guy that's hurt somebody else's feelings. Oh.
It's just so crazy, but the Edmonton police are doubling down and decided to take things even further. Because if things were not creepy and dystopian enough here in Canada...
Look at that. Look at that. There's the bus. See hate, report hate, and there's the police snitch line right on the side of the bus. They actually wrap the bus with that. Unbelievable. Yeah, dystopian. Yeah, exactly.
Already. Well, if you live in Edmonton, they now have buses with snitch lines advertised on them and QR codes. For
what? You have to be kidding me. Unfrickin' believable that they would do something like that.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
I know. I agree with that, Brett.
Canadians to report each other if they see posts online that they think are too mean. Yes, this is where we're going here in Canada 1 year after Mark Carney got elected. It's literally 1984. Now up here in Mark Carney's Canada,
Yeah.
If you think someone was mean to you online or something offended you, you could call the police and report it as a hate incident. Yes, that is how insane the country has truly gotten. But then I thought to myself, hey, aren't the liberals always hate criming me?
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Go over to my Facebook account, okay? Go to my Facebook. Please do it. Like follow me on Facebook, okay? I've got so many people that follow me now. I don't know what I'm up to there. I was at 15,000 or something there. I don't know what I'm up to there now. But I have so many people following me. And, hey, sometimes I do a post and I get 500,000 views on a post, and you can imagine 500 comments on it and stuff like that. And the amount of hate and what people are saying about me and what they think of me and where they think I should go and what they're going to do to me and stuff like that is just off the charts. Off the charts. Hey, city police, go over to Tommy Temper, to my Facebook account, and go look at the comments in my account. If you want to see liberal hate speech just spewed out all across the board, you'll see it over there. Like, yeah, the same thing as the pleb there. Exactly what he's talking about. Like, it's unbelievable the amount of hate out there that comes from the liberals. Unbelievable.
And being mean towards me? Why don't we actually pull a reverse card on them? And it's honestly so funny watching my haters head spin over on X. They don't even know how to insult me anymore. Like, there was one guy yesterday who called me a veneer wearer. Like, having nice teeth is supposed to be insulting. But this next person actually may just have played themselves, as they responded to this picture calling me a fat because according to the left, today I experienced a hate crime or hate speech or a hate incident over on X, as this person called me a fat F, okay? That really hurt my feelings, and you can't do that in Canada anymore. You can't hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
So I told this person, did you just call me a fat f-? Did you know that that's now illegal in Canada thanks to Mark Carney? Your hate speech has no place in our country. I'm reporting you to the Edmonton police.
Yeah, but if he has to live in Edmonton for the Edmonton police to do anything about it, they'll look into it and they'll go, well, where are you from? Well, Ontario, but it's the Edmonton police that are putting out the snitch line and stuff like this. So, let's see what actually happened if he did do this.
You think I'm bluffing? And one of my followers in the replies even said they were going to unfollow me if I became a snitch, and decided to call the Edmonton police to report this hate incident. Well, I guess I'm going to lose a follower. I am not going to take this from the left, okay? This bullying and this abuse and people hate criming me on the internet all day. Enough is enough. What's the number? 1-800-222-TIPS. All right, let's call them. Okay, I'm dialing them now. In my phone, on speaker, shows up as Crime Stoppers.
The customer you are calling is unavailable at the moment.
The customer that you're calling is unavailable. Well, I would believe that, because the blowback on the Edmonton police is being so hard on this whole thing, where people have, said, whoa, Brady, what the hell are you doing? And they deleted their post about the hate speech line and stuff like that. But I guess they still have the wrap on the buses, though. So I don't know. Are those buses still running around Edmonton with the hate crime thing on it there? I don't know. Maybe they pulled that too and whitewashed the buses or something there. I don't know. But he phoned the line and he got an unavailable reply?
Moment. Please try again later.
Wait. Okay, this is the Edmonton police hate crime line. Why is it not working? Let's call again. Maybe it's not working. Let's try again.
No way.
The customer you are calling is unavailable at the moment. Please try again later.
Hang on a second. Let me actually try that in real time here. Okay, hang on a second. Because I think I'm going to phone the Edmonton hate line myself, because, hey, I live in Edmonton. I do live in Edmonton. And they do have a hate thing on the side of their bus that has that phone number on it. What is that phone number? Can somebody in the chat update that phone number for me, that hate crime phone number? Because I think I'm going to give that, I'm going to try that myself here. I'll give live on the air on the Tommy Temper Show. I will report a hate crime to the Edmonton City Police Department and call the hate crime and report a hate crime, because all they have to do is check my Facebook, check any of my posts on Facebook, check the people that are posting on there, and they will absolutely find hate crimes that are, you know, making me feel bad, whatever. So somebody in the chat, give me that phone number there. What was it? It was 222-TIPS. I know it was that. What is it? 1-800 222-TIPS. What is the prefix on that whole thing there? Yeah, DEI cops don't work past 5 p.m. They're probably not going to answer. I will actually phone them right now, live. I've got my phone right here. We're ready to go. I should actually hook it up to my Bluetooth here. Hang on a second. We will Bluetooth it to my deal here so that you guys can hear it really nice. Roadcaster Pro. Not connected. Let's see if we can connect up. Here we go. Connecting up. We need somebody to post that phone number from Edmonton for the hate crime number so that we can live on the air phone the Edmonton hate crime. Oh, not connected. So maybe it's this one. Hang on a second. Okay, we're connected now onto the phone line. And I hope that the audio works on this whole thing. Let me just... we need that number. What's that number? Post that number. Old Goat, what's that number? We need the hate crime number so I can report a hate crime, because my entire... almost all the comments on my Facebook are all hate crime stuff. Okay, Lion Roar's in there. Thank you very much for that. I knew you'd pull through with that one there. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Let me just bring a keypad here. Hang on. One. Hang on. Chips. Okay, that's a hard one. TIPS. See what we have here. I don't hear any ringing. Where's the ringing? Oh, it hung up. It hung up. Hang on. Let me phone it again here. There we go. And that's it. I'm dialing that number. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty bright. I don't even hear it ringing. It's not ringing. It's not doing anything. I hear nothing on it whatsoever. I hear exactly what you hear, which is nothing. So, how the hell can that be, where they have a tips line for hate crimes and it doesn't even ring? I'm not, at least he was getting an answer on the whole thing. And What the hell is going on there? I'm not too sure what's going on there. Yeah, okay. I'm reading the chat here. Sounds dorky. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Bunny. Lion gave you the wrong number. Oh, okay. Well, what's the right number? Give me the right number. 1-800-222-TIPS. Oh, okay. Okay. 1-800-222-TIPS. Okay, stand by. Let me phone that number. Okay, here we go.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. We have a special promotion today for select callers. If you are over 50, please press 1 now. If not, press 2. If you are over 50, please press 1. The service you requested is unavailable from your calling area. SBN 98. Please hang up now. Please hang up now. Please hang up now.
What the hell? Holy jeez. Oh, okay. So apparently you have to call in from Edmonton if you want to lay a hate complaint about Edmonton. So, I can see them doing that where they have, your calling area, which I'm, in the 403 calling area, and I'm trying to call into the 780 area into Edmonton there. So that's not working. That is not working at all. Hang on a second here. What else can I do here? Let me try something else here. Rather than phoning that particular tips number, let me see if I can dial Edmonton City. Police. Let's see what we get. Oh, what? I don't have any Edmonton City Police in here. Hang on. How about just police? Edmonton Police. How about that? Oh, I've got Edmonton Sub Police Grant, Police Seize Vehicle. These are all in my contact list here. Guy's name, police, police information check section, police Strathcona, police drug squad. I've got all kind of phone numbers here for the police. Like crazy here. The only problem with this is when you phone the police, then they start asking you for your phone number. They start, I know that one will work. Their line roars, but they'll start asking me a bunch of stuff. But I could just ask them some generic questions about that. Okay, so we'll try that. Stand by here with that one. Oh, hang on. I got to go 1 here. Hang on. 1. Here we go.
This is the Edmonton Police Dispatch. If this is an emergency such as a crime in progress, impaired driver, injury collision, or involves a weapon, hang up now and dial 911. If this is not an emergency, please remain on the line and choose the phone menu options most applicable to your call type.
Okay.
This is a recorded police complaint line. All calls are recorded and any information provided is subject to disclosure in court. There is no way to report confidential information on this line. For anyone wishing to provide anonymous or confidential information, please consider calling Crime Stoppers. This is the Edmonton Police Service emergency line. Please be advised that you may be on hold for an extended period of time due to current high call volumes. If your call is not urgent, please call back later so we can assist others in need. You can also visit our website at www.edmontonpolice.ca to find more information and to see if your concern is eligible for online reporting. At any time to repeat a message, press the 0 key. To return
Holy
to the
shit!
main
What if there's
menu,
somebody at my
press the
trying to
pound
break
key.
into my
To
house
start, you must first choose a main
when I
call
have to
path.
listen to all this
For questions
bullshit?
or information, press 1. For complaints, press 2.
Okay, complaint.
Some crimes without a suspect, such as theft and mischief under $5,000, and lost property occurrences can
Right.
now be reported online at
Okay.
www.edmontonpolice.ca
but I don't want to hear that.
or at any police
I
station
want to
during
report a
business
frickin'
hours.
complaint.
To report other crimes and occurrences, please listen carefully to all 8 complaint menu options, then make your selection. For no injury,
forever.
vehicle collisions, press 1. For parking and noise bylaw enforcement, press 2. For animal-involved
How about
incidents,
for a
press
complaint?
3. For nuisance, untidy property, or derelict
Untidy
vehicles on private
property. That's
property,
more
press 4. For thefts or mischief, damage to property, including graffiti,
damage.
press 5. For lost property, including lost or stolen license plates,
How about just a complaint?
press 6. For landlord and tenant disputes, press 7. For all other complaint types, to speak with a call taker.
Going with 8.
To register a new complaint, press 1. To cancel an existing, please hold. Your call is being placed in queue for the next available call taker.
Oh, nice.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Okay. I'll just stay on the line. Holy shit. If there was somebody with a knife to my throat there, I'd be dead by now. Or somebody breaking into my house. By the time that whole thing got done there, I'd be done in.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Yeah. Well, I know they're busy because Edmonton's a busy place. They're looking after a whole bunch of things like knifings and, stabbings, gunshot wounds, and all kind of stuff like that. But I've got a hurt feeling complaint, which is like way more important. Way more important.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Okay. Takes forever for them to actually answer their phone.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
We're online waiting for the feelings police to answer their phone, but they're quite busy with things that have nothing to do with feelings, I bet. Just a guess. Just a guess. Jeez.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Agents. Secret agents. Something like that. Where's Brett?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Oh, I hope don't answer the phone when I do that. They'll say, don't abuse the staff.
All agents are currently busy.
We'll hang up
Please
on you.
stay on the line.
Oh my God. Where's the timer on this call here? Somebody do a time this call here. See how long it takes them to answer the phone. I hope they can hear me, because the last time I tried this, Brett phoned me.
All agents are currently busy.
He couldn't.
Please stay on the line.
He couldn't hear me for whatever reason. And the same thing happened with my Rodecaster Pro in Edmonton. But then I rebooted my phone, and then it worked. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see if this works here.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do, twiddle my thumbs. Do-do-do-do-do.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
All agents are on the line. Somebody else's line, not mine. Can't make this shit up.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Police service, how may I help you?
Oh, hi. Tommy Temper here.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Tommy Temper here. Can you hear me? Oh, they hung up on me. They hung up on me. Oh, apparently they couldn't hear me. So that whole thing just went to hell in a handbag there. Well, I tried. You know what? I'm actually going to pursue that. I'm going to pursue that. And I'll have, what I'm going to do is next time not hook my phone up to my Rodecaster Pro. I could actually redo this again here. Hang on. Let me just go to Bluetooth and pick that one there and just disconnect. And, you know, now they're going to be doing a trace on my phone and sending a car down here to Sylvan Lake here trying to look for me because, they'll trace where I'm at and think that it's a really important phone call or something like that. Well, that certainly didn't last very long. They hung up on me within 2 seconds. They didn't even have a chance to, fix the problem here with the audio. But, I should have actually tried one phone call first to make sure that my audio was going both ways because there's different settings on the whole thing here. So I I had an inkling that something like that might happen. There you go. Hang on. Let me see. 780. Let me try it one last time here. Hang on.
If this is an emergency such as a crime in progress, impaired driver, injury.
Okay, we'll have to use the microphone.
Hang up now and dial 911. If this is not an emergency, please remain on the line and choose the phone menu options most applicable to your call type. This is a recorded police complaint line. All calls are recorded and any information provided is subject to disclosure in court. There is no way to report confidential information on this line. For anyone wishing to provide anonymous or confidential information, please consider calling Crime Stoppers. This is the Edmonton Police Service not emergency line. Please be advised that you may be on hold for an extended period of time.
Oh, I know that already. You don't have to tell me.
Not urgent. Please call back.
Holy Jesus. See how long it takes to talk to the police? You have to listen to the www. Dub. They actually said that wrong at one point in time. It was a WW. I remember they had it wrong on their recording. I know that. I need to dial 2 and 8. But I have to listen to all this garbage before I can even dial 2 and 8.
To start, you must first choose a main call path. For questions or information, some crimes without a suspect, such as theft under $5,000 and lost property occurrences can now be reported online at www.edmonton.
Oh, for God's sakes!
At any police station during business hours. To report other crimes and occurrences, please listen carefully to all 8 complaint menu options.
I know I want number 8.
For no injury, vehicle collision, press 1. To register a new complaint, press 1. Please hold. Your call is being placed in queue for the next available call taker. All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Okay, we got it here. Hopefully you'll hear this audio. Holy shit. It's taken a long time to do this bit. Genie 24. We're trying to lay a hate complaint here.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Okay.
All agents are currently busy. Please stay on the line.
Sounds good. At least they answered. Here we go.
Good afternoon, Edmonton Police Service. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. This is Tommy Temper calling you about the hate crime that the Edmonton Police Service is now instituting.
So, have you already created a file?
Well, what's happening is that I have a Facebook page, and I literally have hundreds of people that are posting hate crime comments that are hurting my feelings.
Okay, and when you say a hate crime, like, what are they saying?
They're saying everything from doing me in to that they think I'm an idiot and calling me all kind of names. Just literally hundreds of people.
Okay, so what exactly is being said, though?
Sorry, what exactly is my what?
What exactly is being posted?
Things that would be considered a hate crime.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking.
Well, that's why
you consider to be a hate crime.
Yeah, what somebody should do is go over to my. Do you have access to the internet?
No, I don't. I'm asking you to answer the question, please.
Oh, okay. Let me go to one here. Like, I didn't expect that you would be asking me that particular question, but people are saying stuff like, let me see here. Time to see the dentist.
Okay.
That's one thing here I see. Hang on. How about this? Go fuck off and get out of Canada. Let's see what else. Just going through here. You should try and get some sun in your eyes. I thought you would know the importance. That's not really a hate crime, though.
No, so I mean, from what you've said here, so like a hate crime.
Don't shit in the water.
Yeah, that's. I mean, obviously these comments aren't nice, but they don't meet the level of a hate crime.
But you're putting me on the spot here. You're saying, well, what do they say to you? You know.
Well, that's the nature of your report, right? So hate crime is the bias.
Yeah, but those things are hurting my feelings.
Against an identifiable group.
Right. But it's not an identifiable group. It's towards me. They're saying things to me.
And you can report these types of things to Facebook, but Facebook is, it's your decision whether to engage in the public on that or not. So, like, you're engaging on a social media platform. If you don't like the comments that people are making, then you have a choice not to use it.
Well, I understand that, but that's like they're
Tommy Temper here on location, Sunwalk the Falls in Jasper National Park.
And they are
unbelievable.
Hurting my feelings, which you guys are promoting. Yeah, like you've got a wrap on the side of a. Oh, hang on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll listen to you.
Okay, somebody not being nice and not using the nicest language is not an offense under a hate crime, okay? So prejudice, bias, or hate, it has to be against an identifiable group. So that maybe I just...
Well, hang on. No, it doesn't. No. A hate crime can be something that's... So if somebody says something to me that's a hate crime, that's not a hate crime?
I'm defining what a hate crime is for you, sir, and you keep interrupting me.
I'm not interrupting you. You're saying that it is something. Oh, hang on. Well, okay, you talk, and then when it's my turn to talk, then you say it's your turn to talk, and I'll talk. Okay.
So this is the definition of a hate crime, okay? So it's a criminal offense committed against a person or property motivated in whole or by part of the offender's real or perceived bias, prejudice, or hate against an identifiable group. An identifiable group may be distinguished by race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, language, mental or physical disability, sexual orientation, gender, identity, or expression, or any other similar factor. Them simply telling you to get out of Canada is not a hate crime.
Okay, what if somebody says to me where I do a video and I'm standing?
Telling you to see a dentist is not classified.
Okay, here. Okay, how about this one? I made a video where I'm standing beside a waterfall. Okay, in Jasper, and Jacqueline Rabiskin says, just standing there looking like a clown. And then Alan O'Brien says, jump in. You can breathe underwater.
Okay.
Now, what would you take that as meaning when somebody says, jump in, you can breathe underwater? Into a waterfall. Into a waterfall that you would never survive.
Yeah. So if you don't like these comments, you can turn off the public comment.
Hang on. That's a hate crime. That's a hate crime. That's somebody telling me to do my life in.
Okay. Well, you're more than welcome. Like, if you're not satisfied with this, you can make an online report at edmontonpolice.ca, okay, and see if you get a different result there.
Well, hang on a second. I'm reporting a hate crime right to you right now, telling you exactly what it is, and you're not taking my hate crime.
I've advised you, sir, that this is not considered a hate crime.
To jump into the water to kill myself?
Mm-hmm.
No?
He didn't say to kill yourself. He said that he believed that you can breathe underwater.
No, he said jump in. No. He's saying jump in. You can breathe underwater. Who can breathe underwater?
Yeah, and he believes, well, I can't speak to his education level or his understanding.
Okay, but there are literally hundreds of comments on my Facebook. I need somebody from the police department to look into my account and look at all of the comments that are coming in and all of the hate comments. You know, how does that make me feel? That hurts my feelings for somebody to say that, honestly.
If it hurts your feelings,
yes.
You can choose not to use Facebook.
Well, no, that's why the hate speech law has been brought in by the federal government. And you, the Edmonton City Police, are saying that you're going to enforce the hate speech laws. And this is a case where I'm reporting a hate speech crime, and you're saying no.
I'm telling you it does not meet the threshold of a hate crime.
So what does?
If you have new information, then you can always call us back. But at this point in time, I would strongly encourage you to discontinue your use of Facebook, but that's your personal decision. Okay?
Well, no, that's not the answer to the problem. The problem is if somebody is saying things that are hurting my feelings, okay, and we know exactly what those hate speech laws are, and telling me to jump into the water because I can breathe underneath the water, that's hate speech. That's absolute hate speech.
Hurting somebody's feelings is not an offense under the criminal code. Okay? I've given you my answer.
That's more than hurting my feelings. That's telling me that I should do myself in, jumping into the water, into a waterfall.
That might be your feelings, sir, but that's not what was said.
I told you exactly what was said.
And I'm telling you it does not meet the threshold. I'm not going to argue with you anymore.
Okay, well, let me go over some more. Hang on.
I'm giving you an option to report online.
Hang on. Hang on. That is not the only comment that I'm reporting. That's only one example that she hung up on me. Oh, well. Okay. So, so does that tell you where we're at with this reporting a hate speech crime? So apparently you can tell somebody to jump into a waterfall because you can breathe underneath the water, and that's not a hate crime. That's where we're at here in Canada, where apparently there's some kind of a law where you can report people for hate speech, but when you actually phone the police to report the hate speech, Well, I'm going to have to come up with a better comment, I guess. Like, I'm going to have to purge through my comments and find something a little more, what? Should I stab myself? Find one of the guys says, yeah, Tommy Temper, you should stab yourself or something, I don't know. There are absolutely worse comments. Absolutely. Like, I just with that phone call, I went to just 2 posts there. I went to one post, didn't find much in there, and I went to a second post and I found that. So right away, I found somebody talking about me jumping into a waterfall and doing myself in, and that's not hate speech. Yeah, you can say that all day long. That hey, if you don't like it, you can jump into water and you can breathe underwater. Yeah, right. I can't breathe underwater. This is bullshit. This is the Edmonton City Police are, wrapping the buses that you can report hate speech if you don't like what somebody says to you. And then when you actually report hate speech, they go, well, that's not hate speech. That's not hate speech. I'll be the one that makes the decision as to whether or not that's hate speech. And you know what? Jumping in the water is not hate speech. Yeah. And into a waterfall. Well, because you can breathe underneath the water. That's not hate speech. She was late for her lunchtime. She has to go. Yeah, old goat. Well, there you got it. There you have it, chat. Hey, on the Tommy Temper Show, we report exactly the way it is, the way we see it. And the Edmonton City Police, I think, might have gotten a hint from Danielle Smith, where then Danielle Smith says, we don't want the police taking reports on hate speech. And even if there are, our prosecutors we're going to tell the prosecutors not to prosecute hate speech crimes. So, yeah, we're going to be a kind of a free province here where you can tell people to do themselves in, whatever, and we're not going to consider that to be hate speech. So there you have it. This is the Tommy Temper Show. We're coming to you live from Sylvan Lake, where, hey, we're done with the hate speech laws in Canada. We're out here in Alberta. We're sick and tired of what's going on in the rest of Canada. You guys can go screw yourselves, because we're going to become an independent country.
Albertans rise up.
There you go.
Tired of the status quo. Oil sands pumping black gold. Beef on
So you can call me whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
fields waving golden.
I really don't care.
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah. Anybody can clip my content, by the way. You can restream me. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I don't give people strikes. That's just a sissy. A sissy gives out strikes. You know who you are. You betcha. Alberta freedom. We're flying the Alberta flag. It means something here in Alberta. It means freedom. That's right. I can't swim. Plus, I'll show you where that video was. Hang on a second here. That particular video that I took that clip from. Let me show you it here.
Where the eagles soar high. We're sick of the traitors calling us traitors. That's a lie. Equalization's a thief.
I'll show you something here. This is where I was standing, and this is the video here. Listen to this. Spot right here where that water is going through. The sound here, the power, it is absolutely unbelievable. We're at Sunwapta Falls here in the Jasper National Park here in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, but check it out here. Unbelievable. Yeah. Jump in. You can like breathe under the water. Yeah, jump in. In real life, yeah. Like video. That's where the comment was on that video. The power of the water is just absolutely unbelievable here. Tommy Temper here, and we're at a place in Jasper National Park called Sunwapta Falls. And wow, you gotta come here and see this. This is
like a tremendous amount of water flowing here into a little.
You know, if you jumped in there, you would die. First of all, that would be a certain death. Absolutely. No questions asked.
Unbelievable here. Check it out. And then over on this side, I'm on a bridge here right now. But check this out on this side here. There's a really narrow spot right here where that water is going through. The sound here, the power, it is absolutely unbelievable. We're at Sunwapta Falls here in the Jasper National Park here in Alberta, Canada.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for watching the program. I'm Tommy Temper. This is the Tommy Temper Show, coming to you live from Sylvan Lake, Alberta, where we bring you the best of the worst of the best, where we get those trolls telling us to jump in. And it's not a hate crime to tell somebody to jump into a waterfall that you would never, ever survive because you can breathe underwater. No, that's not a hate crime. No, it doesn't qualify. No, not going to happen. Yeah. So what the hell is a hate crime then? You know? Oh, saying something disparaging against an identifiable group. Oh, but if somebody says something about you, no, it's not a hate crime. Not at all. No. Absolutely ridiculous. You betcha. Oh, yeah. Forevermore. Okay, everyone. Thanks a lot for watching. We hope you have fun. Stay out of trouble. Keep that free speech happening out there. And don't worry about any hate crimes in Alberta because nobody is going to prosecute you for dick all. You'll get away with anything. Right, Brett? Brett.
On this side here.
Brett.
There's a really narrow spot right here where that water is going through. The sound here.
Yeah. Brett.
That tells me all I need to know.
That's right.